Walsh.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We're doing vitamin D health benefits. Great response. The last time from our acidophilus gut health is extremely important. Huge response to these podcasts on vitamins, which is great. And I was just saying we're doing a live in front of people on TikTok here. And guys, I just want to make sure that, you know, I ain't a doctor. I'm not a fucking neurosurgeon. I'm not a medical expert, but I do know my vitamins. I do know my vitamins, and I've been taking them, had to take them when I used to race cars. And there was a huge response there from the episode we did a few weeks ago on acidophilus. And if anybody's listening now, and if you haven't listened to it, or anybody on TikTok here, acidophilus, I used to take the multi-billion acidophilus. Sorry, not used to. I am taking the acidophilus. Now, I didn't take it for a while, then I've gone back on it again. So I used to take it years back, but I don't know why I got a bit lazy. But anyway, my stomach's been acting up. I'm now starting to take it again, and it's a game changer. And I've heard people mention it. They've left comments. Oh, it's working wonderful. People have said it to me in person. The acidophilus, amazing. It gives your gut good bacteria. And what it also does is that even if you get, like, in other words, gastritis or something like this, because I used to suffer from gastritis. And it's a bitch. It's a real bitch. And so your stomach is, I mean, if you imagine like your hand, okay, you've got some cuts on your hand. Now, all of a sudden you put some washing soap on your hand, it starts to feel like shit, right? Or it starts to hurt. So therefore your hand is not officially working properly because it's sensitive to certain things. Same thing with our gut. And what happened was, what happens is that it's not absorbing other vitamins that you're taking too. So for instance, guys, I'll just give you, before we get into the vitamin D now, every day I take fish oil, cod liver oil. I take 3 to 4, depending if I'm on the piss of the weekend. I'll take 4 for the first few days on a Monday or Tuesday. So I'll take 3 to 4 cod liver fish oils. I'll take a multivitamin, a high potency multivitamin, which is vital, I think. Because again, you'll get your magnesiums, your zincs, potassium, all that. I take the acidophilus, of course. I take the multi-billion. I only take 1 capsule though. I started taking when I started using the acidophilus at the start. It said on the pack, take 1 to 2. Now I said, well, fuck it, I'll start off with 2, and it did feel amazing. But again, my body was so low on good bacteria that I needed the 2. But then I have to say, you actually can get a bit constipated. All right, well, let's not get too graphic, all right, but it can cause constipation. That's what I found anyway. So I decided to go back just to 1, and the 1 works beautifully. It really does. Even if you eat a load of junk food, now I wouldn't be recommending this, guys, but even if you ate a lot of junk food on a certain day, you could take the acidophilus a few hours later, and it starts to break down the junk food in your stomach if you have enough built up already, because you have to build the vitamins up. You can't just take it for one day. No, I'm going to be fine for the next few days. No, that doesn't work. You gotta start building up, and it takes a few weeks for things to kick in, but that acidophilus is so good, it kicks in instantly. So anyway, guys, I did a podcast on that, or check it out on Google as well. I highly recommend it. I am never going to talk about a vitamin on this podcast that I don't take. All right, I'm not here to bullshit anybody. I'm delighted that people have loved the acidophilus one, and people are taking it, and they've seen a result. I'm here to help. That's what I want to do. So I'm pumped to talk about now vitamin D, which I do take. I take the vitamin D3 supplement, high potency one, and actually, I wasn't taking vitamin D, and look, I have to admit, I get a bit lazy every now and then with, so like if I run out of vitamin D, I mightn't run down to the health store and get the vitamin D the next day. I just get a bit lazy sometimes, alright? So that's my kryptonite, if anything. But I think it was last November, and it was so fucking cold in Ireland and in Cork here that I wasn't taking the vitamin D, and I could start feeling the cold or flu kick in. Bang, took the vitamin D, went straight down to the health store, got the vitamin D, D3, and all of a sudden it was starting to instantly fight the cold and flu. Now, it wasn't like I was warming up more or wrapping up more and more jackets and jumpers and this and that. No. I've been told, by the way, my mum is brilliant with vitamins and homeopathic medicines. I've been told already by my mum that it does help fight off colds and flus. And that's why I had an extra motivation to go down to the health store and get the vitamin D when I felt the cold, flu, whatever, that icky feeling kicking in. And within 2 days, Jesus, it was like it was gone. And let's have a look, guys, because I want to open up this this article here, and I've looked through it, and because I want to make sure that I'm hopefully recommending some good information, and everything does seem to be legit here, right? So they're saying here, getting enough vitamin D helps the growth of development of bones and teeth. It also may provide improved resistance to certain diseases. Now, I do know a certain man, actually, who's in his 60s. He does take vitamin D for his bones. Now, which one he takes, I don't know, because there's vitamin D1, D2, and D3, so definitely check with a health expert on that one, which is better, or maybe you can find something on Google, or maybe we'll find something here as well. So it says here, your body produces vitamin D naturally when it's directly exposed to sunlight. Well, I think we all know that one. You can also get vitamin D from certain foods and supplements to ensure adequate levels of the vitamin in your blood. Vitamin D has several functions, important functions. Perhaps the most vital are regulating the absorption of calcium and phosphorus and facilitating normal immune system function. Now, you see what I mean, guys? Like, calcium and phosphorus can be completely different vitamins, but vitamin D helps actually with these other vitamins too. And even if you get it naturally, or if it's a vitamin supplement like the acidophilus, if your stomach's in good shape, other vitamins will absorb better in your gut with the acidophilus. So they're all in a weird way, connected. And we'll just keep an eye on, Edward says, cod liver oil, 1 per day. Yeah, fair enough, Edward. Good man, good man. I take actually 3, maybe 4, depending if I was drinking at the weekend. But yeah, I take cod liver oil. Extremely good for your joints and heart circulation. Brilliant. And we'll go back to the article here. Sorry, guys. Number 1, they're saying vitamin D may fight disease, reducing the risk of multiple sclerosis. I wouldn't be very familiar on that, but they're saying studies found that low levels of vitamin D are linked with an increased risk of MS. Okay, well, if anybody's out there listening to that, you maybe suffer from it. Decreasing the chance of heart disease. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to increased risk of heart diseases such as hypertension, heart failure, and stroke. But it's unclear whether vitamin D deficiency contributes to heart disease or simply indicates poor health when you have a chronic condition. See, I like this article, guys. There is quite a few out there now that, you know, you Google a cough and they're telling you got fucking lung cancer, you know. Now, is this article 100%? I don't know, because again, I'm not a medical expert, but from what I've taken with vitamin D, it's ticking a lot of boxes for me, that's for sure. They're also saying reducing the likelihood of severe illness. Although studies are mixed, vitamin D may make severe flu and COVID-19 infections less likely. Actually, and that's another point that I wanted to bring up, I got coronavirus just before Christmas. And it was funny because my mum said she was perhaps around somebody that had coronavirus, so she took a test, she was negative. But I was around my mum. She said, Peter, will you take a test? I was around this lady that So thank God my mum was okay. I took a test. I was positive. I was like, what the fuck? But I didn't even feel any symptoms from the coronavirus. Now, I know people aren't taking it as serious, but I got coronavirus 3 times now. And the first 2 times I had it, I felt it, man. I was out of breath. I was tired. It was horrible. So there wasn't any cold or flu-like symptoms, but I definitely did feel just weak and just fucked in general. And this time around, I was taking my vitamin D. Actually, I can't remember the exact timeline. Sorry, but anyway, I was taking the vitamin D, and I barely had a sniffle. And I did hear about vitamin D is extremely good for coronavirus and flu-like symptoms. And if that's the case, guys, well then I hit it on the money, because that vitamin D3 I was taking, I mean, I literally had, when I had that coronavirus, a running nose. That's it. I'd no headache. I'd no fatigue. I'd no out of breath symptoms. I'd no, what else is there that you get coronavirus? Jump in, guys, if you're on TikTok here, and let me know other symptoms. I'm just trying to think now. Nikki here on TikTok. Hey Nikki, there have been research studies regarding COVID and the benefit of vitamin D. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. It's hard to know really, though, with a lot of all this bullshit that's out there these days, isn't it? About misinformation. But I've heard that too with vitamin D. So, Anagram, were you vaccinated before you got coronavirus? The first time I got coronavirus, good question. I had coronavirus 3 times, but in 2020, before coronavirus was official, I'm convinced, I don't know for a fact, but I am convinced that I had coronavirus just before the real people shouting from the rooftops, oh my God, coronavirus, just before that. Because I had this horrible flu, and I'll never forget it. It was horrendous. So maybe that was coronavirus. So that was before a vaccination. But then I have got a vaccination since then. How many times did I get? I got 3, wasn't it? 3, yeah. And yeah, I got coronavirus again after that. But look, that's the way it is, I guess. So vitamin D, supporting immune health. People who do not have adequate vitamin D levels might be at increased risks of infection and autoimmune diseases such as arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammatory bowel disease. Jeez, it just sounds so horrific and graphic, doesn't it? Jesus Christ. A review of 7,534 people found that those experiencing negative emotions who received vitamin D noticed an improvement in symptoms. Research has shown that vitamin D might play an important role in regulating mood and decreasing the risk of depression. Well, that's interesting. Now, guys, I wouldn't know much about depression, and look, touch wood, I've always been lucky up to now so far. I've never really got depressed. Everybody has their moments, so I wouldn't know all the ins and outs of people suffering with depression. But I've heard this before. It can help with depression. I've heard that, and hopefully it can. Now, another study about fibromyalgia, anxiety, and depression, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, fibromyalgia. Another study identified low vitamin D levels as a risk factor for more severe fibromyalgia symptoms, anxiety, and depression. Anybody doesn't know what fibromyalgia is? I actually had an ex-girlfriend who had that. You get a lot of pains in your body, like your legs are stiff all the time. Your whole body is stiff. You actually have pains in your body, and you find it hard to sleep, focus. Now, then again, this girl ate absolute crap junk food every day, so you know that ain't gonna help you. But maybe vitamin D can help. Number 3, it might support weight loss. Well, if anybody's out there looking to tone up, looking to shed a few pounds, people with higher body weights have a greater chance of low vitamin D levels. In one study, people with obesity who received vitamin D supplements, in addition to following a weight loss diet plan, lost more weight and fat mass than the members of the placebo group who only followed the diet plan. Whoa. In an older study, people taking daily calcium and vitamin D supplements lost more weight than subjects taking a placebo supplement. The researchers suggest that the extra calcium and vitamin D may have an appetite-suppressing effect. You see, okay, I'm going to maybe battle this one. The current research doesn't support the idea that vitamin D causes weight loss, but there appears to be a relationship between vitamin D and weight. Okay, this is where I'm not sure on this one. Let me just have a look at the TikToks now and see what you guys are saying here. And anagram, we're all... one second. Medical information. Nikki, always check for accredited studies. That's goddamn right. Anagram, we're all absolutely sure our coworker had it on December 19 before it made the headlines. Yeah, that's... I think it was around the same time for me. I think it was 2020, but pretty much the same time when people had that. Anagram, vitamin D is normally from the sun, and that's where people get SAD. Yeah, absolutely, from the sun. And, well, if you're living in Ireland here, we're... Jesus Christ. It's like the sun is not allowed into this country. We've got none of it for now, and that's our problem in Ireland. And any other of these cold countries, it can be very hard to get the vitamin D, the natural vitamin D. And I think that's why a lot of us cheer up when we have the sun, because, okay, bluer skies, mentally it opens you up, I guess, or relaxes you. But not just that, the chemical, the vitamin D chemical that we're fucking lacking in our systems, we're actually getting, you know? I think there's a physical and chemical happiness that comes out when we get it. Nikki, also magnesium glycinate is most beneficial for mood. Interesting, Nikki. Thank you for that. Keep jumping in, guys, if you think more. Magnesium glycinate. In fact, I'm just going to take a screenshot myself on that one. Thank you, Nikki. And I'm just going to remember that. Have a chat to my mum about that one. See see how much she knows about that. Anagram. FB is a disease of pain. FB, I'm sorry, did I just have brain fart? Do not laugh at her for taking small joys in food when she just has pain. Oh, fibromyalgia. Okay. Well, look, hey, end of the day here, no, I mean, the girl ate an insane amount of junk food. It was spicy food every night. It was fattening food every night. So, I mean, if the girl was actually eating apples and bananas and drinking loads of water every day, well, yeah, of course I'd be having... sympathy to a degree, of course. But look, Jesus Christ, if you go on the piss, like sometimes when I'll go drinking at the weekend, you know, and I'm feeling like shit and I come down with a cold or flu, or if sometimes I get gastritis, right? I mean, I have an antibiotic for gastritis, and you know what? If I'm fucking around eating too much junk food, or if I'm drinking too much, you know who it all falls on? Peter. And not everybody suffers with gastritis. Some people can suffer with just normal acid reflux or heartburn and stuff. Then there is some people obviously that do suffer with ulcers and things like that. So I understand that. But we can definitely help ourselves here, you know? And okay, let's have a look at just one or two more TikToks before we go. Bernie, no, that's bull. I'm not sure exactly what you're on about. What are the symptoms of vitamin D deficiency? The symptoms of a vitamin D deficiency in adults may include tiredness, aches and pains, severe bone or muscle pain or weakness, stress factors, especially in your legs, pelvis and hips. In your legs, pelvis and hips. Huh. I wonder what they mean really about stress factors, as in your legs are in pain, or they're tight, or a bit of both. Bernie, vitamin D equals weight loss. Fair enough, Bernie. Fair enough. We were just reading that. If you've just joined us, we were just reading that here in the article we're going through, and hopefully we can help people here. And guys, anybody that's listening here, if you are if you had a vitamin D deficiency, let us know, and especially if you actually took vitamin D, and what was your experience like? Did you notice any differences coming through? And Nikki here, it's always important to check with your GP or pharmacist regarding with vitamins or dosage. I'm gonna have to say, look, you know what? If people aren't sure, yes, 100%. For me, I just go with what it says on the tin, really, at the health store. I mean, they do give you the directions, the advised amount. Take 1 or 2 capsules a day. But I suppose then again, really, maybe you should get your bloods checked. Very good idea, you know? They're saying here, a healthcare professional can diagnose a vitamin D deficiency by performing a simple blood test. There we go. If you have a deficiency, your doctor may order x-rays to check the strength of your bones. I do actually know one lady. Her bones are getting weaker as she's getting older. And she did say vitamin D3 is actually helping. And calcium tablets as well as supplements are helping too. And Nikki, example, if someone is on blood thinners, take cranberry is cautious as it is a natural blood thinner. Taking cranberry is cautious? I presume that's what you mean, right? Bernie, no difference in vitamin D weight loss, not that I've experienced. Okay, interesting. Let's keep them coming, guys. It's good to get this live feedback, I think, actually, as we're recording the podcast, you know? Because we could, God knows where this conversation could go. Riri, hey Riri, I take a multivitamin and a vitamin D supplement daily. I love chocolate. I'm size 8. Well, fair enough. Good on you, Riri. I take a multivitamin too and a vitamin D. Actually, yeah, exactly. I actually take a multivitamin. Yes, it has the vitamin D in it, but I take a separate vitamin D3 supplement myself. And I feel it does. It definitely does help. Definitely does help. And they're saying here, risk of getting too much vitamin D. Wow. If you take excessive amounts of vitamin D, you may get too much of it. However, this is unlikely to happen through diet or sun exposure because your body regulates the amount of vitamin D produced through sun exposure. Vitamin D toxicity can lead to an increase in your blood calcium levels. This can result in a variety of health issues such as nausea, apathy, vomiting, abdominal pain, dehydration, confusion, increased thirst. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that part there. Nikki's saying here on TikTok, also pineapple juice or grapefruit juice can be concentrated with certain meds. Contraindicated? Actually, I'm not sure exactly what you mean on that one. You'll have to forgive my my grammar, Nikki. I can be a dumbass sometimes with some words. But actually, speaking of grapefruit juices and juices, guys, cranberry juice, organic cranberry juice. I even did I do a podcast on that? I think I actually did. And I've researched a hell of a lot on cranberry, but it has to be the organic cranberry juice. And you know what? We'll wait until the end of the podcast to talk about that. Let's keep going with the vitamin D here. Some food sources of vitamin D. Salmon, sardines, herring, canned tuna, cod liver oil, beef liver, egg yolk, shrimp, regular mushrooms and those treated with ultraviolet light, milk, fortified milk, certain cereals and oatmeals, again fortified, yogurt and orange juice, fortified. It can be hard to get enough vitamin D each day through sun exposure and food alone, so taking vitamin D supplements can help. Well, there we go. And right, let's have a look. Bernie, where cranberry juice and barley water are good for kidney infections. Yeah, actually, fuck it. I'll start talking about cranberry juice right now. Yes, absolutely. Cranberry juice. I used to, funnily enough, I got UTIs, urinary tract infections. I don't want to be getting too graphic here, guys. Apologies if I am. But you know what? Here's the interesting thing about this. Men rarely get UTIs. Like, rarely. And I went to the doc, I went, oh, Jesus Christ, is this bad? He goes, no, look, man, you're just one of the small percentage that gets them. So he recommended I take cranberry juice, and I did. Organic cranberry juice I found, guys. And maybe you can jump in here with your experience on it. And what it does is it's an alkaline, so it neutralizes the acid in your stomach and your kidneys, right? Your bladder. And it just basically flushes the toxins out of your system. It's fantastic stuff. So what I do, I get the concentrated one now, where you put just a small amount in. I put it into a pint glass every single day, and it's 95% water, but I have 5% cranberry juice, organic now, and I just drink it. That's it. And even after a couple of weeks, like even a month of being on cranberry juice, you can feel the difference in your system. Like you can actually physically feel that you're a little bit more relaxed. Sometimes you can get, let's say, burning pee, right? Let's not get too graphic. Some people can experience that. That's all gone. Your skin can clear up. I found brilliant, absolutely brilliant benefits from cranberry juice. Nikki, cranberry juice works very well for UTIs. Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying there. I'm one of those guys, small percentage of guys that get it, and it did help for me. I drink a lot of water. I have a private well water. It's beautiful. I get it tested yearly. Very nice, Riri. Very nice. Jesus. Kizzy, why the American accent? I don't know. I just grew up with it for some reason, whatever it is. Everybody asks me. Let's have a look. Bernie, I have kidney stones waiting 12 months to be seen. Our fabulous health system. Oh my God. Bernie, are you in... I'm sorry to hear that, first of all. Are you in Ireland? I presume you are if you're saying that, because all I hear is horrendous bad stories about Ireland and our health system. Bernie, she's in Ireland. Jesus. And Bernie, are you taking anything? And maybe there's other people listening here who've got kidney stones or have suffered from... Is there anything that you take that is minimizing it? It prevents it? Let us know here, please. You've been on antibiotics 12 months. Okay, yeah, obviously you're going to go to your doctors, but is there any like vitamin supplements that you can take that somebody can just go down to the health store? Like, maybe we can help somebody here with any of this. It'd be good to know. It'd be good to know. So guys, that is the article on vitamin D. And well, let's just have a look now on TikTok and let's see what people are thinking here now. And it'd be interesting to open it up to the audience. Open it up to the audience. And any advice, throw it at me, please. Throw it at me, please. Okay. Yeah, kidney stones, guys. Has anybody else suffered from kidney stones here? Maybe we can help. Maybe we can help Bernie here to take a vitamin supplement, something that can help. And we're discussing, if anybody's just joined, we're discussing the vitamin D benefits. And guys, this podcast will go out this day next week on my podcast on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. So, well, a lot of you'll all be mentioned in a podcast. Kim from Georgia, my doctor said lemonade. Kim from Georgia, my doctor said lemonade. Really? Are you joking? Are you being serious? Lemonade for kidney stones? And I'm not having a go off you here. I'm just wondering, are you being serious? Yeah, that's interesting. Barbara O'Neill has lots of natural remedies. Riri saying that. Barbara O'Neill. Okay, guys, if anybody wants to click on Barbara O'Neill here, I guess. Is that, I presume Barbara's tagged here, right? She's lots of natural remedies. Good. And guys, I would look into as well, speaking of natural remedies, homeopathic or Weleda, if I'm pronouncing that Weleda correctly. I've been taking that for years for colds and flus and this and that and anxiousness and tiredness or whatever, concentration. Look into that stuff too. That stuff, we're going to do episodes on that as well, and it's awesome shit. It really is. Okay, so let me hear back from Kim, sorry. Okay, so Kim is saying she's being serious. Okay, well, thanks, Kim. Thanks. You got to admit, I was wondering, it's like, lemonade, really? But fair enough. Fair enough. Nikki, Riri, yes, she is amazing. All right, there you go. Guys, Nikki's saying she's amazing. Barbara O'Neill here. If you're If you're listening on the podcast on audio or YouTube, Barbara, Barbara, apostrophe Neill. She's on TikTok. So maybe check her out. She's got natural remedies. And even Nikki here, she's saying she's amazing. Riri, she's on TikTok. Yeah, I just called that out there. She's on TikTok. Kim from Georgia, I have kidney stones too. He says to try drinking lemonade. Wow. There you go. Well, it's certainly not going to hurt to try anyway. That's for goddamn sure, you know. Bernie, Riri, she's on YouTube, I think. Guys, check her out on YouTube too, if you can. And Nikki is very good for mood and improving sleep cycles. Can you pronounce ashwagandha? Ashwagandha? If I'm pronouncing that, Ashwagandha is very good for mood and improving sleep cycles. Fair enough. All right. Nikki and Dr. Sebi, check him out also. Okay. This is good, guys. We're getting some good feedback here. I'm a very big believer too that all our bodies are different. So like something that could work for me doesn't necessarily is going to mean it's going to work for everybody else. Now, I think there's definitely vitamins and stuff that will absolutely help a common vitamin. But some things can... I mean, our bodies are fucking weird, like, aren't they? And Bernie, he says it can break them down. And 50 Shades, hey 50 Shades. For kidney stones, use castor oil by rubbing it all over that area and put a hot water bottle over it. Castor oil? Are you taking the piss, 50 Shades? Hang on, castor oil. Am I just having a brain fart here, a meltdown? Are you talking about, like, castor oil? Jesus. And put a hot water bottle over it. You see, this almost sounds like an experiment. Bernie, she's heard about castor oil. Whoa. Jesus. Then again, okay. 50 Shades, I've heard that too for any abdominal conditions. Rub a small amount on the abdomen. Wow. Castor oil fixes everything. It's amazing. Jeez, I'm going to take a screenshot of that myself, actually. Castor oil? Fuck me. Then again, I am a believer that there's some weird things out there that no one ever thinks about, and it can be an incredible benefit to a lot of people. So, I do believe in the dark side of vitamins too. It's not all about the pharmaceutical here, you know. And guys, what else do we think here? Vitamin D, very, very good. I think we might just round off the podcast here today. But vitamin D, guys, excellent for obviously the vitamin. And I take the vitamin D3 supplement from a health store. It has helped with my flus, fighting flus away, fighting colds away. We're talking about organic juice as well, organic cranberry juice. Excellent for UTIs, urinary tract infections, cleaning out your system after a lot of booze if you're going on a detox, and it neutralizes all the acid in your stomach. It neutralizes heartburn. I've experienced that as well. We're talking about kidney stones and castor oil. It's very, very good apparently for this. And you rub it on you, and then you have a hot water bottle over. I think, let me just check that again. I don't want to be giving people wrong information here. And for kidney stones, you use castor oil by rubbing it all over that area and put a hot water bottle over it. Okay, hope it works, guys. And why not try it, you know? Absolutely. Why not fucking try it? It's definitely a good idea to do it. And trust me, I went in to get my gallbladder out for a day procedure and got home 6 weeks later. What are we talking about there? I think we're talking about... Are we talking about something else? Not castor oil here. NaH. How does using a topical anti-inflammatory help internal swelling? Well, actually I know the answer to that. Because sometimes it's kind of like... imagine there's a heavy rainfall. rain can eventually seep into the walls and go through into your house, right? Same type of thing. Your body's absorbing things. How do we get vitamin D from the sun? We absorb it from the outside in. Same thing here. In fact, even for I do every now and then get gastritis flare up on me, right? But something that's really, really good for just calming your stomach down, if it's going a bit mental, CBD oil. CBD oil, you rub that on your stomach, and wow, man, it just calms everything down. It doesn't cure the gastritis, but if your stomach is flaring up, it takes a lot of the edge off. Now, it's a good short-term fix, but wow, I would recommend that to anyone. Let's see now. Also, magnesium. Let's see. Some great feedback here, guys. Thanks. Also, magnesium glycinate is amazing for food and sleep. Yeah, we heard that. Thanks, Adele. Somebody was saying that, I think, a while ago. And a good probiotic for gut health. I'd recommend the acidophilus, guys. Multi-billion acidophilus. I get that in the health store. It is amazing. And wrap hot water bottle and towel before you put it on area. Never put direct heat to it. I presume. Okay, 50 Shades. You're on with the castor oil, right, for kidney stones. And let's have a look. Anybody else now saying something else? What else do we have? Castor oil and a patch with a protective layer for your clothes. And then Nikki, and adding fiber supplements. I'd recommend Lepicol, if I'm pronouncing that right. Lepicol. And Riri, again, Google. Okay, guys, so yeah, Google. There's a recommendation here, guys. Google a lady called Barbara O'Neill, BARAO''Neil, and whatever ailment, health issue you have. Fair point. Adele, for the ladies with ovulation period pain, rub castor oil to your belly. Works a charm. Interesting. Scotland Watch Company, Hate and Joy watches. Might have some you like. Okay. Yeah, well, that's some good insight, guys. And hopefully we got some ideas. Help some people out there. I'm glad now I went on a live. And guys, we're going to be back with a lot more lives, right? And I'm glad I did one. I was even thinking, would I even do a live TikTok for this episode? You know, I was thinking, I don't know, would people even be bored of it, or they wouldn't give a damn? I'm delighted we've done this right now. So, great feedback here from you guys. Thank you very much. Of course, we're not all experts on here, including me. We're not all medical degree doctors or whatever. But hey, whatever works, works. You know? Whatever works, works. Okay, guys, so I think we're going to call this a day. And thanks for listening. And I'm going to try and come back to do TikTok lives Monday to Fridays. I'm going to try and do most days, guys. Now, if I'm online, it'll be 5 to 11 on Irish time or London time, okay, GMT, every day, Monday to Fridays. And so it'll be 10:55 a.m. London GMT time. I'll be going live on a TikTok. Some days I might not be able to get on, but that's what I'm going to be aiming for every day, Monday to Fridays. And every Monday and Fridays, I'm talking about motor racing and Drive to Survive. Formula 1, motor racing, Drive to Survive, every Monday and Friday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, we're talking about things like today, vitamin D's, the cranberry juices of the world, any good supplements out there, etc. And of course, we're talking about dating and just general chit-chat banter. So, and it's good to talk. Yeah, thanks for jumping in, 50 Shades of Silver and Nikki D. And guys, this will be out next week live. This live podcast recording will be out next week, next week on the podcast, and you'll all be mentioned. Nikki, I'm a nurse, but that does not mean I'm an expert. I'm still learning. We're all students of everything. No one's an expert in anything, Nikki. Bernie, can I ask, did you live in America? I did indeed. I used to live in LA. So guys, thanks for listening. I love you all, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you all stepping in and hopefully giving some people here some help. I've even taken some screenshots myself there on some suggestions all of you have put up, so Great feedback. Excellent feedback. Hope we can help. Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye.
Peter.
Walsh.